You're making dinner, your dog spots a squirrel through the window, and suddenly the kitchen turns into an alarm system. You call their name, clap, maybe even raise your voice a little, and the barking just ramps up. If that feels familiar, pull up a chair. You're definitely not alone in this moment. Before we get into solutions, hit the like button if you've ever wondered, why won't this stop? And join the channel so you don't miss future breakdowns. Let's get into what actually fuels barking. Number 1. Why dogs bark in the first place. Barking isn't a misbehavior. It's a language your dog relies on every single day. And once you start seeing it that way, the whole experience feels less like chaos and more like a conversation you can actually understand. Dogs bark for different emotional reasons: alerting, excitement, frustration. And research on arousal states shows how quickly they shift from calm thinking to automatic instinct. When your dog spots that squirrel, their system surges like someone flipping a switch, and instinct takes the wheel. A funny twist is that many barks sound similar to us, but they carry completely different meanings for them. That sharp, rapid alert bark can feel a lot like the high-pitched excitement bark when you pick up the leash. You've probably already matched some of your dog's phrases without realizing it. And once you label which bark belongs to which emotion, the whole picture becomes clearer and less personal. So if barking is communication, what happens when you jump in with your own reactions? Calling their name, moving toward them, raising your voice? Do those things change the message or amplify it? Number 2. The reaction that makes barking worse. Have you ever wondered why your dog seems to bark even louder the moment you step in? It feels like you're trying to calm things down, but your dog hears your involvement as fuel. The moment you call their name over and over, your voice adds energy to an already charged moment. Touching them or walking toward them does the same thing. To a dog, movement and sound equal activity, and activity means the event must GDK emotional. Researchers who study reinforcement loops describe this pattern as a simple cycle. Your dog barks, you respond. Your response becomes part of the environment, and the dog learns that barking activates you. Even if you're frustrated or trying to stop the behavior, the attention still lands like confirmation that the barking worked. It's the same principle behind kids repeating a question when they know a parent will eventually react. Many owners recognize this only after hearing it out loud. Those moments when your voice rises, your dog's volume rises right along with you, and the whole room feels louder by the second. And that raises a bigger point. If your reaction adds intensity, how does your dog interpret it from their side of the conversation? Number 3. How your dog interprets your response. Picture your dog mid-bark, body tight, tail high or low depending on the emotion, eyes locked onto whatever set them off. In that tunnel vision moment, every tiny signal you give lands with amplified meaning. When your voice tightens or your steps get faster, your dog reads it as rising urgency. Their brain links your tension to the idea that the situation is escalating, and their job is to keep announcing it. Canine behavior research shows how sensitive dogs are to human tone. A sharp or rushed voice activates their alert systems the same way sudden movement does. Approaching a barking dog often feels to them like you're backing them up, joining the team effort. Even pacing or waving your hands can look like pack-level coordination. This is why silence and stillness often speak louder than yelling. A calm body and steady rhythm communicates safety, giving your dog a chance to step out of instinct and back into thinking mode. And when they feel that shift from you, their energy begins to settle. So once you understand how your dog reads you in those moments, the natural next question becomes, what should you actually do in the heat of the moment to bring the barking down instead of feeding it? Number 4. What to do in the moment instead. You've probably noticed that the louder or faster the room gets, the longer the barking lasts. But when everything slows down, your movement, your voice, even your breathing, your dog starts to soften too. That's because lowered stimulation gives their brains space to shift out of that instinctive surge we talked about earlier. In the moment, your goal isn't to train a brand new behavior. It's to gently bring the emotional temperature down. Start with calm, neutral body language. Keep your voice steady, almost like you're speaking to someone who's half asleep. Then quietly block the trigger, close a curtain. Shift your dog behind a baby gate, or guide them to a calmer spot without pulling or fussing. Redirection works beautifully here. A simple nose target or a familiar settle on your mat gives their mind a job that competes with barking. A quiet cue only comes later, once your dog can disengage on their own. Teaching it too early is like asking someone mid-panic to take a math test. Timing matters, and when these calmer moments start working, they open the door to something even more powerful, changing the barking pattern long before it ever starts. Number 5. How to prevent barking bursts long-term. Studies on canine stress patterns show that a dog's likelihood of barking at triggers drops significantly when their daily enrichment increases, even by just 10 or 15 minutes. Small additions create big ripple effects. Structured enrichment outlets the mental energy that often spills out as frustration-based barking, especially in dogs who thrive on routine and problem-solving. Controlled exposure plays a huge role too. When your dog sees a trigger at a distance where they can stay calm, their nervous system slowly learns that the squirrel, the mail carrier, or the neighbor's dog isn't something that requires a full alarm. Think of it like gradually lowering the volume on their internal alert system. Pair these moments with treats, praise, or a simple calm activity, and your dog builds a new emotional association. Teaching a default settle, whether it's a mat cue or relaxed place work, gives your dog a behavior to fall back on instead of reacting. And the real magic appears when you reward the tiny signals of disengagement. The ear flick away, the quick glance back at you, the small exhale. Those micro moments shape the bigger picture. And once you start strengthening these habits, another layer becomes clear. The patterns you build in yourself matter just as much as the ones you build in your dog. Number 6. The human habits to break. You're probably already doing your best in those loud, chaotic moments, and it makes total sense that your body jumps before your brain does. Every dog owner has habits that sneak in during barking bursts, and none of them mean you're doing anything wrong. They just mean you're human, reacting to sudden noise in your home. The good news is that small shifts in your own rhythm create huge changes in your dog's behavior over time. Start by slowing your response by just a beat or two. That tiny pause keeps you from matching your dog's intensity. Speaking in a quieter, steadier tone signals safety rather than urgency. And research on canine social cues shows how quickly dogs tune their energy to the emotional signals of the humans they trust. Guiding your dog away from the bark source rather than marching toward it helps them reset instead of escalating. And staying composed, even when the bark startles you, gives your dog a model of stability to follow. These are learnable skills. Every time you practice them, you shape your dog's understanding of what matters and what doesn't. And once these small habits start to settle into your daily routine, something comforting happens. Your dog begins to GC and once responded to your urgency, setting the stage for a much clearer and more hopeful ending. There's a moment every dog owner reaches where the barking finally makes sense, almost like a puzzle that suddenly clicks into place. And once it clicks, the whole relationship feels lighter. You start seeing your dog not as being loud, but as reaching out, communicating in the only way they know how. Barking becomes less of an alarm and more of a signal you can guide with calm, steady clarity. Your dog isn't trying to disobey you. They're responding to emotion, movement, tone, and the environment around them. And when you shift your own responses-less noise, more calm, smaller steps, slower breathing, you give them a map back to balance. Those tiny habits you've started building create patterns your dog trusts, and that trust becomes the foundation for all the progress that follows. Every small win matters. Every quiet moment counts, and you're absolutely capable of shaping more of them. Tell me in the comments, what's your dog's biggest barking trigger, and which strategy are you planning to try first? Your story might be exactly what another dog owner needs today.